Are you tired of losing the point every time the ball goes into the corner? Do you feel miserable because you don't know how to deal with the double glass? Or perhaps are you one of those tennis players that do not let any ball go into the glass? Don't worry, because I'm here to fix all your problems. In today's video, we're gonna give you the best tips to play off the double glass, and we're gonna give you as well some golden rules at the end of the video so that you can master every ball that gets into the corner, so that you can go from this to this. Vamos! First tip, and this one is super important because it's gonna allow us to identify which kind of double glass we're gonna have. So, this is the positioning of my feet. Let's say when the guy in front of me is playing, I'm gonna be pointing with my feet to that guy. When the ball is coming cross court, I'm gonna be pointing with my feet to that direction. Now I can use my feet as a reference to know what's gonna happen here in the corner. So I know that everything that goes far away from my right foot is gonna be just one glass. So I move away and I play in front of me. Now everything that goes close to my right foot or in between is gonna be back glass, then side glass. In Spanish we say closed double glass. So I move away and I touch it in front of me. And everything that goes next to my left foot or a bit farther away is gonna be side and then back glass. In Spanish we call it open double glass. So there, and I rotate. And something that we didn't mention is that if it goes really, really far away, it's only gonna be the first panel, so prepare early and just side glass. But that one is quite easy. The tricky one is when the ball gets into the corner. Tip number 2 has to do with the first situation that we explained. So everything that goes far away from my right foot and that is gonna touch just one glass. Super important, this is an easy shot, okay? Don't try to take it in front. The glass is always gonna slow the ball down for you, okay? I could even play a lob from this situation. So, a few tips. Make sure that you bring your racket back as soon as you see that the ball goes into the glass. So, racket back and I touch it. And the other tip, as we explained in other videos, make sure that you hit it when the ball is in front of you, okay? Don't try to hit it when it's behind you. So, racket back and ball in front of me. Tip number 3, and now we're gonna be talking about the back side combination, so close double glass. We said that this is gonna happen when the ball goes in between my legs or close to my right foot. The important part here is that we're gonna divide this glass into two parts. When the ball touches the first half of the panel, the ball is gonna touch the back glass and quickly gonna go around this area, okay? So, rather than waiting for the ball here, as soon as I see that happening, I have to move away my left foot and already come to this position to hit, okay? So it would look something like this. I move away and I quickly touch it in front of me. If it touches the other half of the side glass, okay, so the one that is closer to the corner, the ball is gonna touch these two panels and it's gonna get trapped in the corner, okay? So in this one, I have to get closer to the corner. So it would look something like this. Something that I want to highlight, and I've seen in other YouTube videos, is that in this kind of double glass, I wouldn't recommend rotating, okay? Indeed, we shouldn't. You can only rotate if the ball is really easy. If it bounces really high, you do have time to go here and play a good shot. But if it's a tricky ball, if it's a bandeja, a good volley, always better, my recommendation, move away the left foot and then you go really quickly to approach the ball. I'll do it again. We don't rotate, we just move away the left foot and we go there. Super important, guys. Tip number 4, and now we're gonna be talking about side glass, back glass. So open, double glass. This is probably the hardest one and something that you will have to consider when the ball goes close to your left foot, remember, is that sometimes you wanna take it in front, okay? Because it can get really tricky. So only let it go if you know it's an easy ball. Generally, my recommendation is that you defend this shot with a backhand from this corner, okay? So you're going to be opening. As soon as the ball goes, I'm gonna prepare my racket, move in this way, and hit when the ball is in front of me. When the ball gets a bit trickier and I didn't have time to play in front, or when I don't know if it's gonna go side back or backside, you can rotate, okay? But again, my recommendation is that you open and you go backhand. To rotate, super important. I'm gonna turn, gonna be facing the corner, and then really close to this glass, and I touch it in front. Super important. Get close to both glasses to make sure that the ball is in front of you. The main difference to go backhand and open or rotate and go forehand is that if you notice, when I'm playing a forehand, my right shoulder is literally touching the glass. So I can rescue these kind of balls a bit more easily. However, if I go backhand, when the ball gets really close to the glass, it's really hard because the right shoulder is far away from the glass and I cannot lift it, okay? So that's why it's a bit better to rotate when the ball gets really tricky. So when I open, it would look something like this. I get close and I touch it when it's in front of me. If I want to rotate, it's a bit harder and I have to be very quick. So I get and I go there, okay? Make sure, remember, that the ball is in front of you. Tip number 5, how to play off the side glass, okay? So when the ball goes really far away from my left foot. If the ball goes into the first panel, you have to understand that this is an easy shot, okay? The only two things that you have to do is, first, prepare the racket before the ball gets into the glass, and second, don't try to take it really close to the glass, wait for the ball to get out of the glass. So it's gonna look something like this. Racket back, and when the ball gets off the glass, I play. One more time, racket back, and I play when the ball gets off the glass. Nice and simple. And before we jump to the golden rules to deal with everything that goes into the corner, make sure that you give us a like if you are enjoying this video. So, golden rules to play off the double glass. Super important, really active footwork. When the ball gets into the corner, many times we are not gonna read it properly. So I have to be adjusting with my feet to correct my wrong position. So rather than taking really long steps, what we're gonna do is bend your knees and really small steps and really quickly, okay? If I get here and I misread the ball, I have to be adjusting super quickly. So remember, really active footwork. Second golden rule, when we are on this part of the court, so on the left side of the court, we're gonna defend the corner almost every single time with the backhand, okay? So get used to when the ball gets here, backhand and backhand, okay? Super important. Remember, we are only gonna rotate when we didn't have time to get behind the ball or when we are not 100% sure if it's gonna do backside or side back. Golden rule number 3, racket back before the ball gets into the corner, okay? Pam, 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 and I hit. If I got to this position and I didn't bring my racket back already, now I don't have time anymore, okay? So bring it back as soon as the ball goes into the corner. Don't wait till the end. Next golden rule, we are gonna hit everything of the double glass flat. Don't try to play topspin, don't try to play a slice. We could play a slice if the ball goes really high, but usually that's an easy ball that we are not gonna have trouble with. So remember, I'm gonna prepare my racket close to the ball and flat. And final golden rule, when the ball gets really tricky, it's always easier to go down the line. Don't try to play to the center or cross court because it's much easier to get into this parallel direction. So remember, if you apply these golden rules, you are not going to have any trouble dealing with the double glass. Active footwork, everything with the backhand when possible. Early preparation of the racket, play flat, and whenever it's really hard, just go down the line. It was quite hard to remember all those. Padel drivers, apply these tips in your next padel game and let me know in the comments down below if this worked for you. And remember, share this video with your padel partner that deals really badly with the double glass so that you can win more games. Thank you for watching and we will see you in the next one. ¡Vamos!